showcase material. So from after the sulam, you do some editing, all right, you correct a few things, then that will be your showcase material. So your showcase material is a material for speaking skills. All right, let's say during sulam, you didn't do writing, all right, but you saw the other groups did writing, and then you say that, okay, we tested out our listening skills, but we're not happy with it. I think our writing skill is much better because we saw the other groups doing their writing skills, and we are quite confident that we want to work on our writing skills so that our writing skills will be our showcase material. You can do that. All right, it's really up to you which one you want to choose for your showcase material. So let's say you say that, okay, writing skills, I think we will do some amendments. Okay, from lesson idea 4, I think we're going to develop a few things. We're going to improve our materials. All right, now this lesson idea and materials will be your showcase ones. Okay, so when you say you improve, it doesn't mean that you have to overhaul the material, okay? You can just maybe lengthen the text, or you have like some proof editing to do, you have like a different approach, or I think from 20 minutes we're going to add another 10 minutes, so it becomes 30 minutes, okay? From this focus, you want to move to this focus, that's fine because you already have all the 4 skills. You're just improving on one of the skills that you want to be your showcase material. So you are confident that for this showcase material is your best material. That's it. That's what showcase means. Okay. Okay, not okay? And then you asked me about how are we going to do the showcase reflection. So let me have a look at the question for part D. Going back to part D, this is the part where you have not done yet. Your group is to present a showcase material, relate the development processes and approach undertaken on the design and development of this material. So generally, in that 5 minutes, you're going to show me a video that actually highlights, why is this your showcase material? All right, how is this material better than the one that you did before? All right, what were the improvements that were done? Okay, so now for this showcase material, what are the things that you want to highlight? Okay, what are the different aspects you want to highlight? Why is this a good writing material, writing skills material? Okay, that's all. 5 minutes. Okay, how was that? My Sarah?
Yes, doctor.
Yeah. Are you clear on what you have to do?
I have a question regarding the part D.
Okay.
It is to be completed individually or by group?
This is group, right? Is this not group, like group work? Assignment 2 is group work.
Okay, so just one video for each group?
Yes, one video. So up to you. How are you going to compile it as a group? It's a group work. So maybe one person will present maybe one aspect, the other person another aspect. Then you merge. Like the one. I mean, I'm quite sure you for your other assignments you've done this before.
All right, doctor. Okay. Thank you.
What else? Okay, that's the portfolio. Okay, for group B, they asked a little bit about the cover page. Okay, so I remember. I'm just going to share it with you so that you can also. Okay, let me just reduce the size and present this. Okay, now, so they were talking about, or they had questions about the portfolio's cover page. Okay, so generally, I've presented here a very plain black and white page, but it's really up to you how you want to present this. Okay, you can choose to use color and so on and so forth, and designs and so on. as long as all the details here are included. So for example, I've asked for profile pictures. It can be a group profile picture. It can be an individual thumbnail. It's really up to you. You want to arrange it on the side. You want to arrange it on, vertically, so on and so forth. That's up to you. Okay. And then as long as you have your full name and metric number, it would be easier if you have your names near your pictures. Okay. But that's just a design. So as long as all the important information that are requested here are included in your cover page, and that's fine. Okay. And finally, I spoke a little bit about, or I shared a little bit about the group's philosophy in the development of materials. So I think earlier on, I've mentioned about philosophy. Anyone can recall? What is another word? If I don't want to use the word philosophy, what other words can I use? Your groups?
Slogan. Slogan.
Sorry?
Slogan.
Okay.
Motto.
Okay, yes. Okay, so you have the idea. So I've used the word philosophy because it's more formal. And then as you move along and becoming a teacher, okay, so we have to use the meta language. Okay, so insert your group's philosophy in the development of materials. Okay, just like the way you become a teacher, you have your own philosophy, your own beliefs. Okay, teachers have their own beliefs. Okay, you believe that you have to do things this way. You believe that whenever you want students to pay attention, you must have some kind of reward. For example, those are your beliefs. Okay, and then you transform those beliefs into a philosophy, or you can say your own motto, your own slogan, your own guiding principles. Okay, so for your group, okay, what is your philosophy in the development of materials? It could be that whenever we create materials, it must be very attractive. Okay, or when you create materials, it must be materials that are up to date, all right, that students can relate to. Okay, so you present your own philosophy or motto or slogan or even caption. Okay, the easiest way is a caption. Okay, so when I look at this caption and I look at your portfolio and I look at the sample work, okay, your sample work in portfolio language, we call them the artifacts. All right, these are all the artifacts. So you're showing me artifacts or evidence that you have done materials for listening, you have done materials for speaking, reading, and writing. So this is the evidence. When someone asks you that, hey, what did you do for materials development? Or I've done all the 4 skills, okay, and integrated maybe grammar and vocabulary. Okay, so in a portfolio, this is a learning portfolio. How is it a learning portfolio? Because it will show all the things, and the assignment has encapsulated all the let me see, skills or knowledge that are required for you to produce this portfolio. All right, so evidence of your learning is here. You have created lesson ideas, you have created materials for 4 skills, and then because it's a learning portfolio, you have a showcase material. Means you want to show that yes, I can do all this and I can learn from it. That means I can learn from my mistakes. I can learn and continue to learn because I can show you a showcase material. So the showcase material is essentially to show others that I can do something better after all this experience. So these are all the compulsory materials that you have to come up with. But upon doing this and upon giving you the upon getting the experience to actually test it out, not all of it, unfortunately, maybe one of it in the sulam activity, you have kind of observed how others have developed their materials, how others have created and different approaches to writing materials, and you want to improve your material. So the showcase material is essentially an improved version of one of the 4 materials. Actually, for showcase, if if I want, I could actually ask you to have a showcase for all the skills, but we are not going to do that because this is not the only thing that we are doing. Okay, we are doing other things and you're also taking other courses. Okay, so I know that. Okay, so for this activity, just to give you the also again the experience of coming up with a learning portfolio. Okay, so you are going to look at the 4 materials that you have completed. All right, so you have to remember, yeah, by the time when you did your sulam, you would have completed all this, you would have selected or you would have drafted at least. All right, and you have selected one for sulam. So whether or not you choose the same materials for your showcase or not, it's not a big deal for me. All right, as long as you can show that, let's say, from lesson idea 4 writing skills, the showcase version is a much better version from this version, from the original version. That's enough because that will show the learning that has taken place. And how do we know that learning has taken place? Because you have a YouTube presentation here. You talk about it. You talk about how you have you have actually developed that showcase material. Okay, and then how do we know that learning has actually well, if you learn something and then you forget, right? If you learn something and you have make it concretize it, okay, so you have made a concrete learning, so you have a concrete learning experience, you look at your final reflection. So this is where, all right, in the final reflection, so what do you have to write in your final reflections? Let's go back. uh, is it later on? Okay, oh yeah, at the back. Okay, final reflection. In your final page, write a final reflection on the material selected as the showcase material. Introduce your personal response to the, all right, your personal response to the assignment is important. And then you give the quality of reflection and also the depth of analysis. So what does this mean? This means that in your final reflection, okay, when you write about it, you have to be critical about it. All right. So many times I notice that when you're writing reflection, you're only writing about giving me the facts. Okay, like, you know, this happened, A happened, B happened. All right, I did this, I did that. Okay, but what's important about writing a reflection is for you to be critical. That means A happened. I don't like A. Why I didn't like A? But I like A from this perspective. Okay, so in summary, there are few things that I like about A, a few things that I don't like about A, and the learning that I've acquired from the experience of coming up with A material. Okay, material A, for example, is so and so and so forth. Okay, that is when you actually do an analysis, and that is when you do a reflection. All right, a reflection doesn't mean that you have to write about something great. All right, something, only the positives. Okay, you can also write about the things that I made a big mistake. All right, I should not have done this, or our group shouldn't have done this, and we could see that it was a big mistake from the beginning. Okay, but we were able to learn from this mistake. That would be a good reflection. Okay, am I making myself clear about that? Anyone? Yes?
Yes, teacher.
Right, so to facilitate your reflection, right, sometimes I give you in your attendance, you know, I've not given it to you yet for the attendance just before sulam and all the way after sulam. So I'm going to post the attendance form. All right, Google form. All right, in there you will have to answer a few questions. In answering those questions, it will help you to reflect, to find the ideas for you to write in the reflection section. Okay, for this portfolio assignment, it is not a sulam assignment. Okay, the portfolio is a portfolio assignment that is attached to the sulam project. Okay, so if possible, you don't look at it as one assignment. I mean, you don't put the sulam here. Okay, the sulam is a project. Okay, the project is based on this assignment. If you can understand that, right? Okay, am I do you have any more questions? Is there any part that you like to me to kind of like iron out for you?
Doctor, I have a question.
Yes.
My group the other day, we did speaking skills for our Islam activity, but the one that we initially planned, like based on our lesson template idea, it was completely different to what we conducted during Islam, because when we had a meeting with our batch, Intan said it's way too time consuming because we have time limits during Islam, so we had to simplify it, but it was simplified to the point where our initial activity involved role cards and everything and situation cards, but then for Islam we created the wheel of favorites where the students just we use a wheel of names, and using that website it decides the prompts of what they are supposed to talk about. So these two activities are a lot different than one another, but in our assignment we for the video, we reflected on the Islam Wheel of Favorites activity, but in our template idea, we have the much more completed version of a speaking skill activity, but it's not related to one another. So can we mention in the reflection of the final portfolio that we said it's completely different due to Islam, or should we just proceed with whatever we have for now, because we only focused on the completed version of the speaking skills activity for our lesson template idea.
Okay, all right.
So should we
That was for what skill was it? Speaking.
speaking skills?
Speaking skills. Okay,
Yes.
speaking skills. So the way I see it, the speaking skills activity that you have prepared initially, all right, with the lesson idea, all right, it will go in your portfolio under listening skill, lesson idea, and material. Okay, and then you did your sulam. But for sulam, you had to modify certain things. All right, now the sulam is to give you an experience of testing out part of your material or the entire material. Okay, so it's logical that you won't be able to test out all the materials or the entire material, all the materials that you have. So in the showcase, what did you
Sorry, Doctor, can you repeat the question?
what
In our showcase, what did we do? In the showcase, we decided to still choose our speaking activity, but it was the improved, but more like the complete version with the role cards, the presentation slides, the situation, because our showcase skills activity is more like a role play for students to reenact some situations.
Okay,
But
now
for Islam, it was different. Yeah.
okay, all right. So okay, that's good. Okay, so that means from the original speaking skills activity, all right, you have actually enhanced your showcase, right? The speaking skills in the showcase is an enhanced version of the original version of the actual version, right? Is that right? Okay, now for
Yes.
the yes, okay. So there must be some parts in the speaking skills that you did for Isulam that was from the original version, right?
In a way, not really, because first it was supposed to be about about role playing, but then suddenly it had to be simplified to them just talking about their favorites on the wheel of favorites.
Okay. You see, in your case, it doesn't matter to me if your reflection don't mention Isulam at all. Okay, because like I mentioned, Isulam is a different project, but this is your assignment. So what I really want to see in your reflection, be it in the reflection for the showcase or the reflection in the actual lesson idea, original lesson idea, and also in the final reflection, is I want to see the learning that has taken place. You know, what are some of the things that you've realized about materials development in general? Okay, you don't even have to mention the Isulam part, that's fine. But if you do mention,
All right.
that's also it's not wrong, because reflection, it cannot be wrong. I mean, a reflection to me cannot be right or wrong. A reflection can be in terms of the depth of analysis. That means you are doing it superficially, or you have a very critical mind, things like that, that will reflect in your reflection. Okay.
All right, doctor. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, so I'm going to just move on to assignment 3, because last week I shared the template. It's something that the other group has asked a few times, but I just didn't come around to doing it. I didn't have the time to come finalize it, and I did finalize it last week. And I'm just going to just take it from the group again, from your WhatsApp group. Okay. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember. Was it your group who originally asked for this template, or was it the other group? Did this group ask for the template for assignment 3?
We did, doctor.
You did, your group, right? Okay. So this is the thematic workshop template. Okay. So you can just insert a cover page. All right. Names of facilitators, metric number, profile pictures, title of workshop. All right. So title of workshop. So we have 6 groups. So I assume that we have 6 workshops, and there will be 6 different titles. All right. Caption related to the theme of the workshop for promoting the workshop to schools. Let's say, give me one example, a title of your workshop. Maybe not the actual one, just give me one. Anyone? Have you got a catchy title? No? Nima?
Maybe it's English time. I don't.
English time. Is it English time?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, English time. Okay, let's say the title of the workshop is English time. How are you going to make that a little bit catchy? Okay, so English time. So you write another caption. What about, don't waste a minute not learning English, example. So that will be the caption. Okay, so you have the title of the workshop and the caption. Okay, uh, let's see. Okay, this is the template. Okay, the following template should be on page 2. That means cover page 1. Okay, no page number. All right, and then this is page 2. So in page 2, I've already filled this in for you. So you just have to fill in the details. Okay. This one is 8 hours 1 day, 360 minutes, because we have 3 skills times 120 minutes, so it's 360 minutes. So insert the number of your group. Members. Okay, let's say if your group members has 4 members, you just write 4. If it's 6, just write 6. Okay, so participants, I've already put it in here, state it here. All right, so you fill in. So at the end of this workshop, participants will be able to, you just write the learning outcomes. All right, next page. All right,
Doctor,
this is page 3 onwards.
excuse me, doctor.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. So for the learning outcomes, it have to be 2, is it, for each
No.
skill?
Up to you.
Okay.
Up to you.
Okay,
All right.
thank
The one that is permanent here is the one that I've put in black here. Okay. So you don't move. You don't have to change anything here. Like 120 minutes, it's stated already in the assignment. All right. So I fill in 40 for you, and that's it. So the rest you can fill. If you want to have 3 here, that's fine. Okay. So but don't have too many, because it's only 120 minutes per skill. Okay. Okay. So for assignment 3, you're supposed to refer to the lecture notes on differentiation strategies. And then I did mention that you can just use one differentiation strategy per skill. That's fine. Okay. Don't have to be overly ambitious and apply too many, because it will be confusing. Number one, it will take a lot of time. Okay. And it will not be a practical choice. Just read about the differentiation strategy and say that, okay, our group is going to do this. That's it. Make a decision and stick to it. All right. So for ice breaking, because it's a workshop, we always start with that ice breaking. All right. Ice breaking activities, and then we end with a debriefing. Okay. So for a lesson, we end with a closure. But for workshops, usually we have a debriefing. Okay. So what do you want to do here? So I've actually just gave you some examples here, and then you can just but you can just rewrite this. Okay. So if you use video, this is how you're gonna write it. Okay. If you use slides, you use poster, so we have appendixes here, so that should give you an idea of what to fill in. Okay, you just have to fill in. So aids here, I've put them in terms of teaching aids. Okay, so whiteboard, markers, stamps. So it should give you an idea. Oh, okay, I cannot. We should have some aids here. All right, or stationery. Okay, and then you have the poster. Okay, if you want to have a poster, if you don't want, then that's fine. This is not set. Okay, it depends on what is your activity. And then I've also put the columns at the bottom here. All right, one is for activities, name of activity, procedure. So it should tell you that maybe for debriefing you have 2 activities. It's just okay. And then you have to have the time. All right, so it's 30 minutes. And then the first activity, what is it called? Second activity, what is it called? We don't say activity 1 or 2. Okay, because it's a special workshop. That means it's a thematic workshop, so we follow the theme. All right, if the theme is Disney princesses, maybe the name of the activity can be I don't know, Cinderella's lost glass slipper or something like that. Okay, and then the procedure, you just list the procedure. I was hoping that if you have the time, you just fill this in and then show it to me, and then I can give you initial feedback or consultation on this, so that we can you don't go all the way and then suddenly I say that, oh, this is wrong and this is wrong and this is wrong. Okay, so that's the point of consultation. When you just draft everything, you fill everything in, show it to me, and then I can make some comments. Okay, I've even given you the Word document for this, so that you will save time. You just have to download and fill it in, and then save it as your own. Okay, anything else?
Doctor, just need to reconfirm because I just spring clean my brain. About assignment 3, right? Okay, for one group, okay, for our class group A, we have 6 small groups.
Yep.
Does it mean that one small group will handle one workshop, and in one workshop we will handle the 5 activities: the ice breaking, the listening and speaking, the reading for the English camp, doctor?
Ideally, that's the plan. That's my plan. That would be an ideal plan. So that means if I get let's say if I get 30 students from SMPC, and I will divide the 30 students into 6 groups, so you will get about 6 divided by 6. Okay, 30 divided by 7, maybe 5 students. Okay, so it wouldn't be a real language camp in which you will get the 40 students here, but you will get some students. Because if I were to break the students, if I don't break the students, that means there are 40 students online, then you will not get to try out your workshop materials. Okay, so the idea is for you to get to try out the materials. That's the main purpose. So it doesn't matter if you have 4 or you have 5, because when we break up in groups for an actual workshop, the facilitators, they will get about 5 to 6 students, one FASI to 5 students. That's quite reasonable. I think we've used that formula for our English language camps before. Right. So when the school contacted me, they say that they have one WhatsApp group, so they've collected all the students who are interested. They've organized it in such a way that they have one big group, but I'm requesting for them to just separate the groups so that they will join. I mean, like, you can actually organize the session with them, all right, and then you try it out with them. That's my plan. Okay.
So from what I can understand is that for the language camp, for the English camp, we will for each group we will like for one day, for example, we will take the Saturday, the 19th 19th of June, for example. So means that we will have 6 groups that will handle 6 workshop in one day, from morning to we don't know, from morning to evening, something like that. So basically we will have 6 different programs in one major program, the English camp, but there will be 6 different programs. Is it right, Doctor?
Yes, ideally that's the case. That would be ideal. Okay, I don't know if we are going to get that ideal plan. Okay, because the school hasn't gotten back to me about the arrangement. What Puan Zawani messaged me on Friday. She asked me Friday, I don't remember what time, when I replied, said, oh, are we going to have the camp tomorrow? And I was quite shocked because I was waiting. I thought that they were going to send me a letter or something to reply my request or something like that. Then I said, I don't think so, because my students, I think they are very busy right now, because I know you are. And I said, maybe not so soon. I'll get back to them, to her, after I've spoken to my students. Okay. So maybe that would be ideal, but I'm not sure. I have to ask you what would be practical for you. Because let's say the workshop, if you don't start a workshop and start and end in the same theme, then they won't be able to feel it, they won't be able to enjoy a thematic workshop. So the only way that I can see it happening and giving you the benefit of trying this out is if you get only maybe 5 to 6 students. So you have 6 groups, one group, 6 students. So this number of participants actually will be 36 in total. All right. And then there is one group, group A. All right. So group B, the same thing, because they have different themes. Okay. That could be it.
So basically for the English camp, basically we have one major program for 2 days, but for day 1 will be handled by group A, and in day 1 itself there will be 6 different workshops, and in the second day group B will handle, and there will be another 5 different workshops. Is it right?
Yeah, that's reasonable. Okay. So if they only, yeah.
So about the teams, right, Doctor? So we should come up with 6 different teams, is it? I mean, is
Yes.
it depends on
Your group has your own theme.
Okay.
Every group has their own theme.
Okay.
Like I can see here, Mary, why are you SpongeBob? Okay. All right. So let's say you have SpongeBob theme, Avengers theme, Disney Princess theme, Sherlock Holmes theme, Harry Potter's theme, and so on. Okay. So what I intend to do is maybe the teacher can decide, okay, the first 6 students go to Harry Potter, the second group of students go to SpongeBob. All right. And then you have only 6 students to manage. All right. So you don't need actually 360 minutes. Maybe you can just finish it in a few hours. That's it. Fine. All right. So what is ideal may not be what is going to happen really in practical sense. All right. So but the most important thing is your materials. So if they're not ready, then we cannot have the camp. I cannot promise them a camp if you're not ready. Okay.
So,
Doctor,
Grace dulu.
what about the differentiation strategy, doctor? So, okay, let's say we have 6 students per team, per group. So, how are we going to test out the different materials? Like, how do we figure out their proficiency level?
Oh, that's how you figure out during the ice breaking. Okay, so you see that would be a that's a good question, because that also affects what is ideal and what is practical. Okay, let's say you get a group of students and you say that, oh, they're all low proficiency. So in terms of differentiation strategies, you just use the materials for the low proficiency students. That's it. All right. If we have a bigger group, then we probably have different types of proficiencies. All right. Then you can have like 10 students here for low proficiency, 12 students for mid, and then maybe another 18 students for high proficiency. But that's an ideal situation in a camp. We cannot have that. Okay. And I don't want to demand that from you, because I know it's a lot to demand from you. So first we have to find out. Well, I need to find out how far you are in terms of the materials development. All right. If you are very far away, then maybe I will not ask the teacher for a camp now. Maybe next semester. Okay, I don't know. All right. Maybe those who are ready and you want to try out for the camp, and that's fine, because the camp doesn't carry any marks for your assignment. Yeah, your assignment is this one, what you're doing on the template and so on, and the materials development. The camp is on the site, a community service. So if you're not up to it, I cannot force you. I'm not going to force you. Okay, it's just an opportunity for you to test out your material. So if you're not ready, you say no, we're not going, that's not our focus, we just want to finish this assignment because it's already week 14, I understand. That's it. Okay. What I really need for you to do is to complete the assignment. That's why I told Intan and Azim when they asked me earlier on, last week, are we going to have the camp, doctor? I said, whatever it is, you have to finish your assignment. The camp is secondary. It's a community service. It's not like Sulam. Sulam is part in the course, 20%. All right. So community service is not. So those who are involved, they will get maybe a certificate from the school, because I requested for a certificate from the school for your community service. And it doesn't have to be in week 14. It can be much later, after your exams even, as long as school is on. That's it. Okay, so I just want to take the pressure off you. We don't have to think of the camp. We just have to think about your assignment 2 and 3, completing it first. Then I will arrange for the camp some other time, maybe, if it's not practical to do it this weekend. Okay?
Doctor?
Yes?
I think, to be honest, none of us are ready to do the camp this week. At this point, we are still struggling with the materials, assignment 2 and assignment 3.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I totally understand, because no one has approached me for consultation. So usually that means that you're not done yet. Okay, that's why I didn't confirm with the teacher, because ideally if everyone's ready and everyone's happy to move forward with the camp, then we can do the camp. Because I understand after the week 14, you'll all be focusing on your exams. Yeah. And being online and so on and being home is quite a, I don't know about you, but it's taxing for me. Okay. All right. Now, let's not think of the camp. All right, because there's still so many factors that we have to consider. I really need for you to get on with the workshop materials and show me something so that I can help you along. Okay. Okay.
Okay, doctor.
Okay, doctor.
Okay. Do you have any more questions?
Doctor,
Yes.
when do you expect for us to submit both of these assignments, Doctor?
I do expect it by end of week 14. Is it possible?
I'm sorry, Doctor. I don't think so. It's possible.
Okay, because I need to key in the marks after that. The system will be switched off after that. I'm not sure. But I think assignment 2 should come in first. All right, because you've done you only have part D to do in the assignment 2. All right, and then assignment 3, just take some time and fill in the template and show it to me first. Okay, I don't want you to go all the way and then to find out that it's wrong. So you really need to start somewhere. Okay?
Sure, Doctor. Thank you.
Okay, welcome.
Hello.
Okay? Any more questions?
None from me, Doctor.
No?
Not from me, doctor. I think
Okay.
I'm trying to process.
Okay. I think it's because we are online, that's why it's quite difficult to focus. If you were in class, I would have asked you to sit down in groups and just get this over and done with. All right? Do you have classes tomorrow morning? You all have classes still tomorrow morning?
Yes, doctor.
Yes. Okay. Maybe we can get one of your group leaders or someone to just get the template. Even it's partially done, I don't mind. You know, just share it with me so that I know that you're doing something. Okay. You can't, like I mentioned earlier on in the semester, materials development is not something you can do overnight. Okay, you need time to think, sit back, and then revise and do it again and again. Just like when you go for practicum later, you know, if you have a class tomorrow morning and you have to struggle tonight to finish your lesson plan, it's not going to be a good lesson. I can assure you that. Okay, so if you want a good lesson, it should be something that you would have thought about in a few days ago. All right, and then scribble some notes, make some amendments, and so on and so forth. Okay, so you only need 3 skills. You have 6 people in your group, so 2 people all right, or 2 people just handle 1 skill, that's it. Right, or there are 5 activities: ice breaking, listening, reading, writing. Just give one person one and then put it and decide on the theme. Okay. Okay, I'm going to stop here. I'll be looking forward to your consultation requests. Okay.
Will do, doctor.
Okay, doctor.
All right. Take care, everyone.
You too, Doctor.
Okay.
Thank you,
Bye.
doctor.
Take care.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you, doctor.